Hello, everyone. So you have tuned into this first topic of episode 386 of 10 o'clock. The topic is what Dark Sector in Warframe was and what it could/should be in the future. Cool. Good to start. Right.
Yep.
The original topic says, around Warframe 14, I assume that's update 14, Dark Sectors were clan versus clan content. It was Alliance versus Alliance. Took place kind of a clan v clan conclave.
I'm gonna step in.
Wait,
sorry to say, Alliance has never happened apart from abuse. But sad, isn't it? Yeah.
Around update 16, it became PvEVP, where clans versus alliances used specters to fight for control and resources. Okay, I got that wrong. Wait, no. Oh, yeah, no. There were two forms of Dark Sectors, weren't there?
There was, yeah.
Yeah, right. Now, they're stranded nodes with increased reward. Standard nodes with increased rewards or damage of one type or another. We could use the railjacks as means to travel to unknown sectors. Players can choose the path they take to new sectors while traversing in chains of missions where they can choose to an option of missions they can do to progress. That was one long, laborious sentence. Moving from topic to topic. Sorry. Each sector traveled can improve difficulty and rewards. If possible, this could be something that resets on a weekly basis and could be an endless type of content.
Yeah.
I feel there should be more to this.
Yeah, no, yeah.
This. Oh, yeah, right, okay. I wanna... What Dark Sectors could be in Warframe? Hold on, let me zoom in because my blind.
Oh, you're having a topic, eh?
Yeah.
I'd
like to leave this a bit open-ended, but judging from the past, I feel sticking to make a content title, making a content titled Dark Sector to be more PvE focused. Apparently, with how much the game has evolved, there are things that can be done to make this a new experience. One I feel in particular is a possible one possibility. We could use our railjacks as a means to travel. Yeah, okay. So the rest of the statement was exactly the same, but like it just felt so open-ended. It felt weird that it wasn't addressed as, yeah, this is open-ended.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I like the idea of PvPvE. Yeah. Or PvEVP. Or
PvEVP.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure isn't the acronym PvPvE?
I think you could make that there's probably a difference between the two ones.
Yeah, I wonder if there is a difference.
I think I don't think there is, but I think that I think PvPvE would do for, because that's been the one established by Destiny and Gambit, where both teams are doing PvE, but at the same time can directly fight each other. PvEVP, I think, would be how like the Dark Sectors were working. Like that's why the E's moved into the middle, because you would just do a mission against specters. There was just you never interacted with another player. So you're literally doing PvE, and that PvE content was versus other players at the environment level, not in the mission level. But
I'm not opposed to there being
no. I really think Warframe. That's one of the things Warframe needs. It's sad that Destiny got onto that thing with Gambit so quickly, and D just haven't looked into it, because that instead of, maybe they have. I know they've been probably probably meetings and things, but the Conclave. I'm sorry, doesn't work, does it? But the this game mode could work.
Like, we've played the whole Conclave side of things. We played quite a bit of it at one point.
Yeah.
And nowhere near as much as some of the legendary pro. I don't know if there are any legendary pros, but the legendary pros that are.
Oh yeah, there's. I'm pretty sure there's Discord groups like there was with Trials of people who probably still play specifically Conclave, and each week they have to get their like mini achievements done to make their Sandanas work. for that week.
But the big thing is that there is such a seesaw difference of like with the PvE side of Warframe, it's just constantly scale up, right? Whereas with Conclave, it was very much, no, you have to think tactically, right? You don't want to take something that has projectiles when I could take something that will always hit you.
Yeah, there was a meta of weapons, is what you're talking about.
Yeah, and so I think that
there probably still is.
Yeah. I think there should be, but I think that that was a huge turnoff for a lot of people. There was lag issues. There's a whole gamut of reasons to why people weren't engaging with the Conclave. I think the best solution is, as proposed, PvEVP.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Yes.
Right.
So what? Yeah.
The idea of chaining missions one after another, I think I kind of want to say I feel it's dangerous territory. Sorry. Took a drink and it went down the wrong way. I feel it can be a bit of dangerous territory because, just one more, Mom, just one more. Do you know what I mean? I mean, hell, we were streaming Valheim last night with Nazareth. And are you shrugging your arms?
Yeah, this is me in a perpetual shrug being like, and? I mean, just because it's chained doesn't... I mean, like, a sortie is a chain of 3 missions.
No, but the sortie you can stop at any point.
Not if you don't... You have to finish. There's an end point
between them.
Yeah, but that's what this would be.
Yeah. But no, this is talking about endless content.
Yeah, but eventually, in theory, it would scale up to the point which is impossible. Well, that's what I'm thinking with this. Like, I like the idea. So basically, the way I view this, let me put this forward to you. So the way I'm refining this topic a bit. So I love this, that they're going back to the Dark Sectors, which was one of the original endgame concepts for the game. Let's bring it into Railjack. And that's great. We need to keep doing that. Railjack needs to keep gaining more things. And I've been known to Railjack. In fact, most of the footage you'll be watching today is Railjack. But I do feel that they've added now missions to Railjack, but Railjack still feels very formulaic. Like, it's really weird. I haven't noticed any of the Corpus missions or any of the Corpus maps ever don't go into a spaceship. I mean, I know it's really cool. It's a new thing, but I would have liked if one node per planet, which I think I finished the first 2 planets now, don't. They just all, you've got to go do an exterminate. You've got to go do a... what was with the needles that come down and you need the necromac? What that one's called?
I know. Yeah, whatever.
Orphix. Yeah, Orphix. You gotta go after the Orphixes. You always have to do one of those missions. I love if there was just I haven't noticed. Maybe it is. I haven't spotted it yet. I will keep looking. But just if it would be really nice refreshment if like the 3rd Corpus mission or be like, nah, just this is just kill ships and cruise ships. Like, I know I'm tired of it on the Grineer side. There's nothing to say I wouldn't want it in the variety of the mix. Just because I'm bored of it before, you give me some new missions, give me that mission. So I'd like to see that added in, and that's why I think this would be cool. Because what you could do is that it'd be like you're going to get your Railjack, you're going to explore out of the normal shipping routes. You're going to go into the Dark Sectors. Let me get the fingers right. Yeah, Dark Sectors. Almost. Little finger. Dark Sectors, yeah. So, and how would you explore? How would you do that? Keeping the PvP. So it'd be still PvE missions, because I think that's how people want to do it. I don't think you can have the direct PvP in Warframe. Yeah. Having it against missions that are then people competing in their ability to finish those missions is the way to do it, like that one point with Dark Sectors. And what you can have it, like I was talking last week, FTL. Remember? Yeah. So you get on your Railjack.
Elaborate for everyone.
So you get your Railjack, and they're saying this is endless, and I think that's fine. We'll have it endless. In theory, you can keep going as far as possible, and it's a leaderboard at the end of the week. Now, at the moment, I'm not going to say rewards, and I think that's the way you should do it. You should release it with no rewards. It's literally for bragging rights initially, and you get your clan's emblem up there or whatever, and maybe a very limited reward. Let's say that they get like 5% bonus reward on that planet for being in that clan for a week. Let's say it like that. Let's keep it very small, see how people mess with it, and then they can do it. That's what they should have done with Steel Essence. So anyway, What was I going to say? So yeah, so you go into the dark sector of that region and you get a node and you can go do it. And the first mission's very easy. And then the second mission gets harder and harder and harder and harder. You could also put time limits on them as well, that you've got to do an objective within a certain amount of time. So sometimes it might be like, exterminate. In 3 minutes, you have to kill 300 mobs. You go onto an Arkan ship, you go that. The next mission is you've got to do a capture mission in 1 minute, 30 seconds. So the time limits would get shorter and shorter, and then the mobs would get harder and harder. So the goal would be that most people won't get past mission, let's say 7. And it could give you a score based on remaining points. Then the clan with the highest score, or there could be 2 leaderboards. I would have 2 leaderboards again. Don't just one. See, this is the problem. They always go, oh, let's put this game mode in. Just 1 leaderboard. It's like, no, but put 1 leaderboard that's like highest individual team score, and at the same time leaderboard for highest clan score, or highest alliance score. Maybe that'd be 3, a third leaderboard. And because people really miss the old leaderboards. Leaderboards are cool. The people like that challenge. And they used back in the day, before Warframe had game modes, people used to just compete on the leaderboards for the week. People loved that. It was fun. That's why events were fun back in the day, that people were competing to be the best, to get the trophies and things. And that's been lost because everyone gets a trophy now. So that's what I think it should be. A short set of missions, and they would be easier than saucy missions at first. So you'd only do maybe, I think, even the best guilds would probably get to 7, and these are just insane numbers. Do it in 1 minute. You have to kill 500 mobs. The mobs are level 500. I know some people might even choose that, but the next mob will be like, do a spy mission in 1 minute, and you physically can't. It would get to that point, and allow it to get to that point. You physically just can't do this that week. And then there'd be leaderboards to see who's progressed in that dark sector, and then the week they'd get, these are the winners this week. There we go. I think that's quite interesting. And it's PvEVP. There you go.
So I think you've come up with an excellent thing with the time-limited objectives.
Yes.
Right? I genuinely, I might sound, but I'm deep in thought here. That honestly is excellent, I feel.
Yeah, right? Because the reason why I brought in the time limit thing especially is because I know that we get people with mad, cool, cheesy cheese builds that do billions of damage. But if you start doing a compression on like time, I know people can go really fast with Vault and whatever, but there's still a physical limit on that. Time is a good one. And also because you're worried of one more game, whatever you were about saying about, anything about Valheim playing to 3 in the morning, whatever we were doing. that would put a restriction on it. That in theory, there would only be a maximum, eventually it would get quicker and quicker. Because you're going deeper and deeper into the dark sector, and your ship can only last so long or whatever, because affecting the hull and things, and the mobs are more gibbly monsters.
So one thing I would really like to see happen. Have you played much of Hades?
No, I have it installed actually. I did buy it. I haven't got around to playing it.
But you have played much of Dead Cells.
Yeah.
Right. So the big thing with Hades, and to a lesser extent Dead Cells, is you have a path in which you can choose, I will take path A, I will take path B. So
yeah.
So one thing I would like for this, for the dark sectors, is sort of like a progression tree.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah.
Wait, so you'll always start at the same point in the dark sector.
Yeah.
And then you can choose, right. So you could either do a mobile defense, a capture, or a rescue.
Yes,
right.
And then so these some would be better scoring missions, but some might be better speed missions to get you further down.
And I also like the idea of, and I'm going to make reference to Torghast in World of Warcraft.
Yep.
The reference here is in Torghast, as you proceed through these procedurally generated floors, you get perks that make you more and more ridiculous, but you are fighting stupidly powerful enemies.
Yeah.
Right. So again, I would like it. So you could take a perk, again, much like in Hades. So I will take this mobile defense mission, and as a result, I get an additional 10%, 15% power strength. Or I could do this capture, and I could increase the duration of time-based missions by 30 seconds.
So I would also, by the way, I think the best way to do it is that each mission gives you a positive and a negative from then on. Like one mission might be like, so you get a positive of turrets will do 50% more damage. Railjack will take 5% health damage per minute.
I would, my preference would be that the negative is the enemies. The enemies get more and more ludicrous.
Okay, fine. Well, and the time limit gets shorter and shorter, yeah?
Sure. Yeah. Unless well, You know what? Yes, I am going to agree with that. I was going to say, unless you get to, you pick up the perks of increase the timer. No perks for increasing the timer. Just going to say that. No
well, obviously, that's the thing. With it, I think this idea is quite nice, and that maybe they could play it. That some weeks there are time increase perks, and that's what keeps it refreshing. I know Torghast does some special weeks of different things, but they don't do enough of them. You just don't get it. You barely get to see them. But having variety on the weeks and things is quite interesting. I like the idea, and that's sorry. You're saying about the optional path, thing. That's what I meant. Yes. Sorry, I didn't explain. That's what I meant by FTL. That when you've got a different path, where do you want to go?
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Right. So I didn't realize that's what you were alluding to.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I think that would be an excellent starting place. I do feel though that Railjack needs at least all of the mission types.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yeah. And more. I think more. I think now Railjack needs to come up with more things for you to do in space. Without going into I'd love to. Not that there'll be a lot of them, but I think it'd be cool. I know there's like shoot cruise ships, shoot fighters. Why isn't there repair? Why isn't there a repair satellite mission where your Archwings have to go out and while the ship's flying around blowing up cruise ships and things, you're repairing a ship, not going into it and killing Grenier or whatever. You have to repair just like satellites or a grid of, or like a shield or something, of satellites that you have to activate, where you entirely just Archwing and ship. Not
I like
go
this
into
idea,
that.
But there is a problem with this.
Well, everyone can. Yeah, I know. So, the problem is that everyone whinges and says, "Oh, but how does that relate back to my Warframe?"
I'm thinking of an established game thing right now. So the problem I'm seeing is with. I'd love to get the fire extinguisher to polyfill cracks in the satellites. Right. I don't want it just be stand next to the satellite and you'll fix it with your shields. Do you know what I mean? Like the hijack. I'd much rather get the polyfiller gun.
Yeah. Or a special Archwing variant.
But the problem right now is that as soon as you interact with the polyfiller gun, not on Railjack,
it teleports
you back to the Railjack.
Yeah.
So I think that is something that needs to be addressed. But I am more for this. I'd also say, can we have something which is an acknowledgement of like a participation award, which is literally your clan emblem on a wall for a week, right? So that, you know how you go to the relays and you have those panels which show you all the names of the people, the founders. Have something similar, and maybe again in the relays, maybe on the big screen in Fortuna, whatever. And what it does is it just shows you your clan emblem amongst all the other clan emblems of the participation.
The way I was imagining this was a sort of a plinth. The winner, big one on top, second and third there is smaller, and then there'd be a ring around the bottom that just keeps looping all active emblems for that week.
100% on board for that.
So it's all visual. You don't have to go up and interact with it. It just has it. So you could sit there and go, oh, there we are. I'm not, size is a variable thing, but there'd be that. It'd be visual. It'd be like, bam, these are the winners. Then you still have your participation in that. Because I think you're with me on this on some level, that we love to bring back clan emblems as a thing. They just don't get used.
Yeah. It's really hard to find clan emblems. And it's... Sorry, can you pause it 2 seconds? Cool, right, sorry. Clan emblems. No, seriously, the game needs to do more with clan emblems. I love the idea of... But I will say, the winning clans, they also need to have, like, a plinth or something for their dojo or their alliance or whatever, right? And...
Okay.
Something to say, hey, we did this. Not because...
I would have a clan decoration that you get that's coloured based on if you get that week. So if you've ever had if you ever get top, number one, you get the gold plinth, right? And it goes in your dojo, and you get to see the gold thing, but it doesn't have a visual activation unless you re-win that week. So it has a visual thing that you have a gold statue, but then if you then win the previous week, it then sort of activates in your dojo as well, and it projects and things.
Oh, cool. Yeah. I think there should also be something you can click on. You know how there's the...
Oh, and then you can interact with it, and it says how many weeks you've won. Like your win list. There you go.
Yes, you know how you can go into one of the labs and things, and it has like the console, and it says, you put a message of the day, something like that. So it says like, you won this week, or you won the week of the ball.
Oh no, yeah. Last, it should say like current. You are the current victor. Last victory is blur. Total victories: 1 gold, 2 bronzes, 3 silvers, and maybe list like any other.
Yeah. Cool.
Should
we go to replies?
Yeah, let's go to replies. So, imagine that Dark Sectors has some kind of combination of clans, alliance competing with only the PvE gameplay. You'd have the regular infested areas that just have better mode / more loot like usual, and you could have clans, alliances own these nodes where they earn percentage copies of loot for each of the thing gotten there. I prefer copy over taxing. Do you notice how we've completely shied away from that sort of the whole tax? It didn't work. It's terrible, and it encourages people. And I like the way that we've encouraged gameplay to be the way you win, instead of like just how it was before, that just to click, oh yeah, it's 2 people fighting, then they could just exchange.
It's not just that, but like
in our way, everyone can compete. The thing is active.
I don't like the owning the nodes.
Yes. Oh well, no, yeah.
I'm really against the owning the nodes.
Yeah.
That was a huge, like,
I get in ours. Sorry, in ours you
like,
cosmetically
so far away.
In ours you cosmetically win the nodes, but you're not owning them like a Kuvalich or anything else.
Yeah.
The other one is, I'm imagining a raid where there's some kind of machine learning or something going on, and each time it's completed successfully, the ownership of the node changes, and then the raid gets harder. This could result in some seriously weird puzzling and downright harder end gameplay content for players, with the rewards that scale with the difficulty. Harder to win, more likely going to be longer before someone else gets it. No. It sounds cool, but I'm going to put my mind back into how this was gamed before. We have to prevent gaming of the system. And this means people can win it the most when they get to that nth point, and then they might have it forever because they gamed it to that point. You get competing guilds just exchanging it, and then as long as one of them wins it, and they just keep trying whatever build, and it'll just. You have to not prevent a barrier from entry and barrier to reward. Like my one, that's the one we've just put together. It's week is a new week. Anyone can do the mission. Anyone can try and get as hard a score they want, then they win it, and they just get a cosmetic victory. It's like bragging rights. Bam, we won it this week. If maybe they want to put some sort of thing in later, very carefully edge that in. But our thing would be the gameplay first, the competition first, not the reward. Not the you've won this and it's yours now forever. Because that's the 2 things the system did before. It trapped resources were forever being obtained by only a few people, and that the barrier to entry was trapped between the people doing it. And those are the 2 things you cannot have in the new one.
I get entirely where you're coming from. The biggest problem for me, actually, can you guess what the biggest problem in that statement is for me?
Mine or theirs?
No, from theirs, not yours. Yours was fine.
Machine learning.
Machine learning.
Yeah. What would that even mean for a boss? Would a boss learn to do new abilities? I mean, don't get me wrong, AI can do amazing, crazy things you never thought of, but how is that going to work for this?
But it's just like, so there's, it's just going back a few years now, and I've made reference to it a few times now. There's this AI called Ma.io, right? And it's Mario, and it's a neural network that that's what machine learning is, right? That is designed to get Mario from start to the finish of a level. And it managed to do the first level of Mario. I think it was the first one or second Mario games. No, I think it was the first Mario game. After, I don't know how many generations. I think it was like 16 generations of attempts, right? Yeah, that's really cool. It was only 16 attempts. But the problem is that the AI never learned that it could jump on the Koopas.
The
AI never learned it could go left. Right?
Right. It's interesting.
The AI never learned.
Go. What else did it learn?
Well, no. There was another one. I've completely forgotten it now.
Right, because I'll show you a different AI example, which I was watching yesterday about that, again, a computer thing where it was 2 teams of mobs, all AI, right? Team A were the hunters, and they would be frozen for 5 seconds, and then Team B were the defenders. Their goal was never to be seen by these things, the other 2, right? So after 5 seconds, they activate. And in the area, there was objects they could pull and move around, and eventually they learned to block off the exits with these boxes. But the AI eventually could learn to do random things, because so you're saying that sometimes that they don't learn how to do things, and eventually the boss might not learn how to do something, but also they can do things which are completely out of intention.
The problem is the boss wouldn't learn how to do something if the boss won.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Because that generation is considered a success.
Yes.
And that generation will move forward.
Well,
right?
You could have it assess, because there'd be loads of players doing it, the lower times would be successes, and it would put a cut off. Like, it would cut off, it would get all the ones it's done in a day or a week, and it cuts off the bottom 50% as failures. And so you could make it learn to do different things.
No. My point is that as soon as it works out how to defeat someone, right, then it will always defeat someone.
You change its success grade. That it's not defeat is the goal. It's defeat in shortest time becomes win. That you can do that.
But then it just becomes stupid again.
It would for a while, yeah.
But
that's how these work. That's another thing people don't realize. Yeah, in fact, the example I gave at first, the things just vibrated and failed for like so many generations. They just like, ah! But my point was actually that I want to say is that eventually the hunters figured out that they could do weird things with bricks by launching themselves off the environment, standing on top of the bricks that could be moved, and then they couldn't be stopped. And another time they'd ramp themselves off of, because nobody put the physics in to stop them, they'd ramp themselves off weird parts of the terrain to get into the other areas. I'll show you the video, it looks hilarious. And that's what happened to this boss. This boss would probably figure out that it can shoot outside the map and kill everyone. It would do something weird like that. And then once it's realized that while it's waiting its boss zone, if it shoots outside the map at this point, the missiles will despawn and appear at the spawn and kill the enemies. It'll just do that instantly every time because it wins in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
That's what's will happen.
Yeah. Yeah. So, like, you know what I mean by a sine and cosine wave, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember what a tan wave looks like?
Oh, no, I don't remember what tan wave looks like.
Right. So when it gets to 90, it goes to infinity. Like, it never gets, right? And then as soon as it hits like 91 degrees, it then goes to negative infinity.
Right. Yeah.
Right. And then so it gets to 180, and then it's 0, and then 270 is back to infinity. And it's just like, this is how this AI is going to work. It's going to become utterly impossible.
Yep.
And then, oh, wait, no, it's winning too much. Kill it. And it's utterly brain dead until it becomes utterly impossible again.
Yeah,
anyway,
that's what will happen. Yeah, it'll be points where it'll just sort of, people enter the environment and it'll just sort of vibrate and not do anything. And eventually it'll just go, oh, snipe them all to death in 1 second. That's it. Like, snipe. Nope, I killed all the good guys. Oh, sorry, all the Tenno, I've won. Yeah, and then it'll just do that every time.
I love the enthusiasm. That would not work. That would so not work. Right. I think we're done for this.
Not yet, anyway. Yeah. So that's the end of this topic. This is one part of the full 10 o'clock podcast. If you would like to watch the rest of it, go to on the same channel. There is the full podcast with timestamps, so you can see other parts of it. There's lots of content we don't put in these videos. But thank you very much for just even watching this video. If you would like, it'd be great to give a like on this video and to subscribe to this video, this channel, because we just need to get to 1,000. There's a reason. I won't explain this little thing. But also, if you want to put just a comment on this video, every comment on every episode of 10 o'clock gets read before we record the next one, so please do. But yeah, why not check out other topics or the full podcast on the same channel.